Reported plans by BBC bosses are considering axing Who Do You Think You Are after the show's ratings have plummeted have been denied by the broadcaster. It had been claimed that the BBC plans on delivering 2 more series in a final push to revive the show, despite the last series being criticised. Should the ratings continue to drop, it will look at removing the show entirely. A TV insider told The Sun, the BBC has committed to 2 more series, but that's a surprising step given that the last didn't set the world on fire. The show has been on our screens since 2004 and at one time was always packed with incredibly famous faces including Kate Winslet and Boris Johnson. But in recent years viewers have felt quality of the names have diminished and the stories aren't always the most gripping. The claims have been denied by a BBC spokesman. In the most recent series, comedian Josh Widdicombe discovered he had links to the royal family and Dame Judi Dench explored her Scandinavian family traces. The trouble the producers have found, according to the source, is it's all well and good getting big names on the show, but if their history is a little lackluster it doesn't make for great TV. Pixie Lott was a recent guest on the show and fans took to Twitter, with some asking who she was. One wrote, "Tia gets dumber with every series." And another fan tweeted, "I have no idea who Pixie Lott is." Ed Balls recently discovered that he had a rather rebellious ancestor who ended up being thrown in prison. The former Labour politician discovered that Christopher Green, who was his 4 times great-grandfather on his mother's side, was an arsonist. Green was an agricultural labourer and was furious over new machinery that would do his job for him. In a fit of rage he burned down a farmhouse and its animals in 1832. Ed revealed that he felt sympathy for his ancestor and said, "In the end, history is not kind to people who break machines, whether it's the Luddites or people who said computers won't make our lives better." Probably in the end, he was on the wrong side of history, but I felt very much his pain and stress, and the fact that he was willing to go to prison for a year to protest about wages. It was brave what he did. 10 years later, suddenly the newspapers say he's burned down a farm in the barn and killed all the livestock. In Labour history, the swing riots are quite a violent period. The swing riots were a much tougher area of protest, so I was quite worried about the fact that he was an arsonist. And you can see me saying in the film, wasn't there another way in which he could have made his point? But of course, as Rose the historian says, not really, because back then, there was no parliament, there were no trade unions, there were no other routes for protest. A spokesman for the BBC, who insisted ratings for the show remained strong at 4 million, said, "This story is completely untrue. There are absolutely no plans to shelve Who Do You Think You Are in the future."